Laser sights can deter threats and aid in quick target identification, enhancing your ability to protect your family, home, and country. Crimson Trace, making laser sights standard equipment. Learn more at crimsontrace.com.
Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, more from the NRA Annual Meetings. Hear what's new with Ruger, Crimson Trace, Franklin Armory, Silencer Shop, Springfield Armory, Timney Triggers, Brownells, Smith & Wesson, and Inceptor Ammo. And now, here's Tom Gresham.
Well, all right. Welcome to Gun Talk. I'm Tom Gresham, and we are at the NRA's Annual Meetings in Dallas, Texas. Glad that everybody could be with us today. Actually, this is weird. This is the Back to the Future or the Time Warp thing, because we're actually doing this on a Saturday at the NRA Annual Meetings, and we're at the Ruger booth here. But you'll be hearing this on Sunday on Mother's Day. So this will be kind of a tape delay deal. But we're doing this as though it's live because we have, you know what, there are so many people here that we want to talk with and so much news that we want to share and so many cool guns that we need to talk about that we're going to fill 2 whole shows with that. And the folks at Ruger have been kind enough to let us poach their space here. We're joined right now by Chris Scaloy from Ruger. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm good. So, your booth is busy, as it always is, because you guys always have new things, cool things, right?
Always packed. We love coming to the NRA show. I mean, this is where we've got great customers, great friends, and a lot of times we spend a lot of times talking about guns, a lot of times catching up, telling tall tales about what hunting trip somebody just got back from. And so
Yeah,
it's a great event.
It really is. And, of course, it seems like you guys are on a every other week program now of releasing a new gun. You are cranking them out, man.
There's been a lot of them. We had a big flurry right at the end of 2017, just before the SHOT Show. The kind of the big 4, for us have been the EC9S pistol,
right, and
the Security 9 pistol, which we make out in Prescott, Arizona. Then we have the pistol caliber carbine in 9mm that we make up in New Hampshire. And then the Ruger Precision Rimfire from Maine and North Carolina. So all 3 of the factories combined for some great new product launches.
And we've been shooting all of those for the Guns and Gear Show, which people will be able to start seeing that. But, of course, the word is out, the guns are out, and people are, once again, it's one of those deals of, I know you anticipate what the demand's going to be, but it seems like the demand always outstrips because your guns are just so darn popular.
Well, and, we always try to make sure we have product available to ship when we launch it. The problem is you can never have quite enough, and you don't know what that demand's going to be. Even in a case like the pistol caliber carbine, we knew it was going to be very popular,
right? But
you have to go through a ramp-up period within the factory.
Okay.
So you're ramping up during the period where demand is potentially the highest. You're still in the process of increasing the capacity, on the production line.
Yeah, somebody said that, it's not just designing a new gun, it's designing the process to make the gun as well.
Absolutely. And the pistol caliber carbine had a lot of upfront processes that the folks did a great job on, before we put that gun in production.
And it's so cool. You can use magazines from your SR pistol. You can also use Glock magazines.
Correct.
Well, that was brilliant. It was frankly just a great idea.
Well, and that was something that that by being able to change that magwell adapter out, put the Glock mags in, we know. Glock's one of our competitors, but of course they're one of our fellow industry partners. We see them at the shows,
and who knows how many mags there are out there?
There's a ton of those mags out there, and so the challenge when you do something like that is you have to make sure you're what we call backward compatible.
Right.
So we have to go through all the previous generations of Glock magazines.
Oh my gosh, yes,
and double check.
Make sure they all work.
They all work. So it's always a challenge.
That is a fun gun. But it's also a really useful gun because, I see that as a really good option for home defense. Why wouldn't it be? As well as just a fun gun to take somebody out. You want to introduce them to shooting. You got, pretty darn inexpensive 9mm ammo these days.
Right.
I think, for me, I would drop a red dot sight on that and just call it happy.
Yeah, that gun with a red dot sight is a lot of fun. It's very accurate. Comes back to zero. It's a takedown configuration, of course, but it comes back to zero, 100% of the time, and it's very portable. You want to take it on it collapses down, take it with you, put it in your bug out bag, or take it with you on a canoe, take it with you hiking. Just really, really convenient, a great fun gun.
Exactly. There's something that, unfortunately, we have to talk about politics every now and then and just stuff that's happening. And because this show we're doing it people will hear this a week after we're doing this. We'll kind of do that time deal. But something's going to happen this week, and it will have happened by the time they hear us. Okay?
Right.
And I want to get the word out because there are going to be people who go, oh, my gosh, look what Ruger's doing. I'm going to say, no. Ruger actually needs your help on this, guys. We're going to need some True Squad action because there's going to be a lot of misunderstanding. Explain what's going on. I call it enemy action. I don't know, you can't maybe put it that way, but it actually is. It's an activist attempt to push Ruger in a direction.
Right. As I think most people know, Ruger's a public company. Meaning that we're traded on an exchange. Ruger's case, we're traded on the New York Stock Exchange.
Right.
So a lot of the people who hold our stock are individual investors. Probably a lot of people on the call today.
Right.
And then but the biggest shareholders are what we call institutional investors.
Okay.
That own big blocks of stock. Sometimes in index funds, where maybe it's a stock index like the Russell 3000, something like that.
Right.
And they have a lot of voting power. And so next week, as you mentioned, or this week coming, we have our annual shareholders meeting. And normally these are pretty boring events. Normally these are, you re-elect the directors, you re-elect your auditors. We have some guns set up in the back of the room.
It's kind of a Ben Stein delivery. We're all going to sleep in the middle of it.
Well, yeah, and we try to jazz it up with bring guns there because a lot of folks want to see what's new from Ruger. We do a little presentation. But this year, frankly, we're expecting some protesters. We may see some protesters, and that's never fun. The other interesting thing is we've had some upfront activity by some folks like Amalgamated Bank. You may have seen that.
That's a pure activist organization, really.
It is, and people misunderstand. Biggest misunderstanding one is Ruger doesn't bank with Amalgamated Bank. That's not our bank.
Okay.
They are a small shareholder. They own a little more than 8,000 shares of Ruger stock,
which is really nothing.
Not insignificant, but it's not. They're not a big one. But they drafted a letter. They sent it to us with all their demands on what Ruger should be doing. Well, and people are looking at that letter and getting spun up. And I said, guys,
anybody can do that.
They sent us a letter.
Yeah.
We have a pretty detailed response that we put on our website. It's filed as what we call an 8K with the New York Stock Exchange, with the SEC. But the easy way is just want to go to Ruger.com/AB. AB short for Amalgamated Bank.
Okay.
And that'll give you our response. A shareholder letter that myself and Mike Jacoby, our chairman of the board, we put out to our shareholders.
But you know what happens? I mean, you get the whole sky is falling deal on the internet. People are going, oh my God, Ruger's selling out. And you go, no. This is just a stockholder who sent a letter, says, we want you guys to do this. And Ruger answered the letter. And you're not bound by any of this, right?
Right. This is just, again, a minority shareholder expressing their, what I will call anti-gun sentiments. And my feeling with that is if you don't like firearms, you shouldn't buy Ruger stock.
Well, except they bought it as a way to weaponize this action. That's really what's going on here. Now, what I'm going to say is what we need to do on our side is there will be a lot of people, gun owners on the web or everywhere, who are going to misunderstand this, who are going to say, oh, we got to do something about Ruger. So look, everybody take a deep breath. This is actually an assault on Ruger, which is an assault on us. And so understand that Ruger is not taking this action and actually is responsive, as you were required to be. You can say thank you for the letter, but you're not going to, engage in basically gun control efforts.
No, we're not going to change how we do business. We're very proud of how we do business. Now, we sell all our firearms through two-step distribution. We sell to a network of 19 wholesalers who sell to the retailers. And we're very proud of the firearms we make. We're going to continue to make great firearms. We're going to continue to make MSRs. We're going to, we got the great, the NPR rifle we just put out last summer is doing great for us. And we're going to continue to do that. And, we're very proud of our track record on safe and responsible production and use of firearms. I mean, heck, our motto is Arms Makers for Responsible Citizens.
And for those who still don't quite get it, it is perhaps the most highly regulated industry I know of. I don't know of another industry where you have to be licensed by the government to make the product, and then as soon as the product's made, every step along the way has to be recorded. And then at the final stage, before the person can buy the product, they have to ask permission of the FBI. That's about as regulated as it gets.
Exactly. And in the case of Ruger, because, again, going through two-step distribution, we're selling to a distributor with an FFL, who's selling to a retailer with an FFL, and then that retailer is doing the face-to-face transaction with that customer.
Right. So everybody along the way has to be licensed by the federal government and is checked by the federal government. And people say, well, this is an unregulated industry. You go, really? Where have you been?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So no, obviously you guys are doing it right. I just wanted people to understand what's going on because they're going to hear some spin up on this deal.
They will, and there's actually, in our proxy, and the proxy is published before the run-up to the annual meeting, where, again, you vote on directors, things like that.
Right.
And, of course, we're very pleased that we have, former NRA President Sandy Froman is one of our directors.
Right.
And there's people, some of those shareholders, think that that's too close a tie with the NRA.
Right. You wouldn't want somebody
proud of that.
You wouldn't want to have somebody who actually supports gun rights on the board of a gun company.
Right.
Really? Now, Sandy's about as good as it gets. She's a solid person.
Super.
Well, what people may not know about her is she is a gun person before she was a Second Amendment rights person.
Right.
She was a shooter and a collector.
Right.
So if you want to talk guns, she can hold her own with anybody.
Absolutely.
So, and she's a really good person to have. I don't have to tell you. You know how good she is on your board.
Absolutely. And, the other thing we have is we have a proposal. One of the proposals was put in by a properly credentialed shareholder. And they've asked us to prepare a report outlining what we're doing for things like gun violence and a bunch of other things. And, again, it's a publicity stunt in the sense that it's a lot of ranting and raving.
Right.
But it makes its way into the public documents and the public record. And so even if that were to pass, all it means is we're going to do a report.
So the worst that would happen is that you issue a report, but you don't have to do anything as far as changing the way you do business.
Exactly. We don't intend to change any of the way we do business. We're going to always comply with the laws, state, federal, whatever. And as you said, the most highly regulated industry in the country.
It's terrific.
And, again, we're very proud of our business practices, proud of our customers, and proud of the products we make.
All right. Tell you what, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back in just a minute. We're at the Ruger booth at the Dallas NRA Annual Meetings. I always want to call it a convention. It's the annual meetings, right?
Annual meeting.
And I call it the show because everybody's walking around going, wow, look at this. It's the coolest place ever.
It is a lot to see.
It really is. All right, I'm Tom Gresham. We'll be right back.
Now at LibertySafe.com, you can buy a Liberty Safe at a great price and receive 12 months interest-free payments with 0 down and 0% APR, with some safes as low as $20 a month on approved credit. Peace of mind, lifetime warranty, and in-home delivery service. Go to LibertySafe.com now for 12 months interest-free payments with 0 down and 0% APR. LibertySafe.com.
You got your carry permit, and that's good. But you know you could use more training. Get the DVDs, which have what you need. Springfield Armory presents Concealed Carry 1 and Concealed Carry 2 with Bata Group. Learn specific concealed carry skills from Top Gun fighting trainers. Get trained. Be prepared. This really is life and death. ShopGunTalk.com. That's ShopGunTalk.com.
This is Jeff with Black Hills Ammunition. Our new rifle ammunition line, featuring Hornady's extreme low-drag bullet design, is a big step forward in long-distance performance. When you want the ability to shoot way out there with accuracy, flat trajectory, and minimal wind effect, our ELD ammunition is the right choice. The high ballistic coefficients and Black Hills Ammunition carry manufacturer gives you the advantage. Black Hills Ammunition, the power of performance.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water, but perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
Founded with the singular purpose of building fine sporting firearms, Kimber creates a handgun for every person and a rifle for every adventure. While embracing modern manufacturing techniques, every Kimber depends on practiced hands for assembly, fit, and finish. There's no compromise in features, materials, or performance. Synonymous with quality, precision, and excellence, and made in America. Kimber is what all guns should be. Visit KimberAmerica.com. That's KimberAmerica.com.
Back with you. Tom Gresham here. It is Gun Talk. We are in the Ruger booth at the NRA's annual meetings here, having a ball. It's a fun time here. We're joined by Gary Killingsworth from Crimson Trace. Gary, the SHOT Show's fun, but I think this is a whole lot more fun.
It is. This show's great because we get to see our customer.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's what it's all about.
People always tell me, I'd really like to go to the SHOT Show. I said, no, really, what you want to do is you want to go to the NRA show.
That's right. That's exactly right.
The NRA is where it is.
It is.
This is where it's happening.
It is.
So, I mean, and for those who don't know, I guess we should explain. When you're at the NRA, there is an exhibit hall, and you've got all the manufacturers are here, and there also are seminars and workshops and an air gun range, and you're liable to see celebrities everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. All right, I know you guys have people walk into your booth. Drop a name or two. Who comes by?
Jerry Mikulik.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yep.
The line to see Jerry yesterday was huge. I saw that. And everywhere you go, I mean, I got Doug Koenig just walked around the corner back here. Steve Horner just walked over there, who did a great job, basically kicking New York State in the privates recently. I love that.
Absolutely.
So you guys, obviously people know Crimson Trace. You guys are the laser guys.
Yeah.
Except that now you're more than the laser guys. You're branching out. So what are you doing?
We are. So, I mean, we're lasers, that's what we do.
Yeah.
That's what we do. But we're expanding into more tactical lights now. So we've got
like flashlights,
okay. Weapon-mounted lights, long gun lights, high-powered pistol lights. They're all in the booth here at the show.
Okay, well, tell me about them.
Okay, so we've got a universal pistol light, 420 lumens, getting ready to be dropped for release.
Right.
Great price point.
Go Tigers. All right. LSU buddies walk by.
Yeah. $99.99, I believe, is MSRP. So
I don't know. $10,000 is pretty high for a light.
Yeah. Well, you get a lot of lumens that way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Okay. That's very, very cool. Okay, so this universal goes on any rail.
Yeah, exactly.
All right,
yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah.
And your long gun light, what are you doing there?
Long gun lights, so there's four different models there. We've got 900 lumen models and 500 lumen peak models. And we've got Picatinny mounts, M-Lock key mod mounts, etc.
Okay.
Got tons of those in the booth right now.
How are they powered? Your 123s?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep,
CR123s?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, which is, it's always funny. People say, well, those are expensive. Well, they can be. But if you buy them right, and there are places you can buy them by the dozens, particularly online.
Exactly.
And instead of paying $6, you're paying $1.50 for them, something like that. I'll confess, I have been known to buy them by the half gross. 72 CR123s, right? Because we go through them.
That's heavy usage. But that's the other thing that surprises people is the amount of time that you really get. A couple hours runtime, it's a long time.
Well, you don't generally turn these lights on and just use them continuously.
Exactly.
They're on for a few minutes. And I will tell you, I am a flashlight geek. I love flashlights, good flashlights. I have one in my pocket right now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically, if I have on pants, I have a flashlight with me.
Right.
And
once
you start doing that, it's amazing how many times a day you use it, isn't it?
It is.
I don't care. I mean, looking for your keys, looking here, doing that. Or my wife carries, a flashlight, tactical flashlight, and she's been at a place where the power goes out, and everybody says, what are we going to do? And she turns it on. It's like, okay, everybody just calms down, and it's all good.
Exactly.
We took care of it.
Light makes everything better.
Yeah. It does. All right.
Yeah.
So what else you guys doing? Tell me some news.
A big thing we got going on right now that we're excited about is a sweepstakes. So it's called the Speed of Light Sweepstakes. It's on display in our booth, but you don't have to. We'd love you to come by the booth, but you don't have to.
186,000 miles per second. Speed of light.
That's exactly. And we even actually set it up in the metric system and had it cut onto the slides on the giveaway guns. So
that's cool. So tell me about the sweeps.
Okay, so there's three different packages. We've got big names, a lot of our friends involved. Smith & Wesson's involved, Kimber's involved, HK, RE Factor Tactical, Danger Close Armament, XS Sights, Black Point Tactical, Crossbreed Holsters, and Multi-Holsters.
Holy cow.
Big packages.
Okay, so
all custom stuff.
So how do you enter?
Just go straight to crimsontrace.com.
Okay.
You don't have to fill out any paperwork. It's right there on the page. You can't miss it.
Basically, you just enter right there with basically your email address, I'm guessing.
That's it.
That's it. Email address, and then how many winners? 3?
There's three packages, one grand prize package with 3 guns in it.
3 guns in it?
3 guns in it. Yep. An M&P 15, a customized M&P 9, and a customized M&P 9 shield.
I can't enter, can I?
Nope, you can't.
Oh. Once again.
I'll give you a T-shirt, though, that's got the speed of light on it.
I went to the NRA show, and all I got was this T-shirt.
That's right, with a mathematical equation that no one understands.
That's the speed of light, right?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So for the Einsteins and the Mensa guys out there.
That's right, exactly.
That's terrific.
But it generates questions. Like, what are those numbers?
What is that? Yeah. So how long is the sweeps run for?
It runs for the entire month of May.
Okay,
Yep.
So don't delay. Go ahead and go there now, crimsontrace.com.
Yep.
There you go.
And share it, because you can get up to 100 additional entries with sharing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a big social media play.
It is.
This is.
It is, yeah.
Cool
Absolutely.
Beans. All right, I got to ask you, for those who, and I know that you think everybody always knows because you've talked about it so long, but there are still people who don't understand the whole batteries for life deal.
Sure.
So tell them about that.
Yeah. Oh, so absolutely. It includes almost all of our products. There's a few limitations here and there, but almost all of our products. Simply register with us. You can either do that online or you can send in a card. When you're ready for batteries, call us. And we send them out. It's that easy,
Really?
literally.
Just literally free batteries.
That is correct.
Cool. Was it not yesterday? 3 days ago, I was running through, figuring out it's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Figuring out which gun am I going to carry today.
Right. It's accessorizing.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I have a Ruger LCR, great revolver.
Oh, for sure.
I got a cool pocket carry holster, and I picked it up and reminded me, oh, yeah, I've got the laser on it.
That's right.
That is just, and I got to tell you, a snubby with a laser is a game changer.
Can't beat it.
It's like people go, you can't hit anything with it. Really? 25 yards, steel, every shot.
That's right.
Piece of cake.
That's right.
Because it's really, the gun's accurate. The laser is your aiming device. It really works.
It's a downrange extension of what your front sight's doing.
Exactly right. So, man, I'm a believer, man. That's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got new lights. You can see those on the website now?
Yes. Yep, sure can.
All right. And we've got, obviously, the big sweepstakes, which is huge.
Yes.
And, again, crimsontrace.com. That's pretty much the deal, man. I appreciate it, and you guys do great work.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
Always a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
All right, guys, if you have not been to the NRA's annual meetings, you really need to try to get here. If you can't get here today or tomorrow, of course, you won't be able to because you're here just after the fact due to time shifting. Make it a plan to be there next year. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Tom Gresham's Gun Talk from the Ruger booth at the NRA show.
All righty, we're back. Tom Gresham here. It's Gun Talk. Yes, indeed. If you'd like to know more about what we do, just go to guntalk.com. You can go on, let's see, YouTube. We got like a zillion videos there, probably thousands of videos on YouTube. Look for Gun Talk Media. On Facebook, Gun Talk Media. On Twitter, I am at Gun Talk. You can follow me there. You get lots of news about what's going on. I've been tweeting from the show here. Had some interesting things happen. By the way, we're at the Ruger booth here at the NRA Annual Meetings in Dallas, Texas. Yesterday, Donald Trump, the President of the United States, and Mike Pence, the Vice President of the United States, were both here at the NRA's annual meetings. How cool is that? The line to get in was like, 2 hours to get into the room. Obviously, you got to go through security. You couldn't carry in there because Secret Service doesn't allow that. And it's interesting that the gun ban lobby made a big deal out of that, saying, well, see, the NRA doesn't allow people to carry guns around the president. Well, it's not the NRA. It's the Secret Service. Are you kidding me? There are tons of people. I see a fair number of people open carrying here, and I'm guessing that a significant portion of people here are concealed carrying, as it should be. Sweet. I'm getting a lot of thumbs up around here. And why wouldn't we, right? A guy asked me one time, says, well, are you carrying a gun? I said, am I wearing pants? It's as simple as that. So, but while President Trump is talking in the big hall, a lot of people still in the exhibit hall here, I'm over at the Springfield Armory booth, and they've got a big screen up there, and they've got the feed from the president. And people just stopped. There were hundreds of people just standing there watching and applauding the screen as he's talking. It was really something. And then we had a little thing happen this morning I just thought was indicative of the crowd, the people, the culture, if you will. We're all outside in the hall waiting for the doors to open, 9 o'clock. And before it starts, over the loudspeaker system, they play a young woman singing the national anthem. And so it starts, and everybody stops, hands over heart. And they had a problem with the feed, the recording. And it went, probably 10, 20 seconds into it, and it stopped. And everybody picked it up and simply started singing the national anthem. It was inspiring. It was moving. It was really something to see and to hear. And they finished it all themselves and then gave a big old, applause at the end and said, we got this. We can do the national anthem right here. If you get my newsletter, you saw the thing I wrote 15 years ago, right after the NRA show 15 years ago. And it was just this great little story I thought I would share with you. And I sure hope you're getting the newsletter. Just go to guntalk.com and sign up for it. It's free. We only, you're going to get it once a week. It's cool stuff, even if I do say so myself. So I was actually in an elevator with Wayne LaPierre 15 years ago here, and I related to him a story I'd heard. There's a lady, she was saying that her son at the NRA show here had lost his wallet. And they were very concerned, and they went to Lost and Found, and they had the wallet. She said, but not only that, she said, all the cash was in the wallet. And I said, well, that's very impressive. She said, well, I just really didn't expect that to happen. That would hardly ever happen. I said, I understand that, and I get that. But at the same time, and not trying to sound Pollyannish about it, but at the same time, of all the places in the world, I would think that if you'd lost a wallet here, there's a really good chance of you getting it back with all the cash in it. And I don't worry about, I put down stuff, radio gear, camera gear, everything here. I don't ever worry about somebody picking it up and walking off with it. It's not who we are. It's not what we do. It's not the group. Now, I will tell you this. One of the things that's interesting, and it's as a long-term observer of this, the crowds at the NRA annual meetings have changed. There are tons and tons more women than we've ever had, which, of course, is indicative of what's going on with firearms ownership and use and purchase and concealed carry and personal protection. A lot of families, a lot of kids walk around. Here's a guy walking by right now. I've got his 2 daughters with him, beautiful girls. Welcome to the NRA, guys. We got, women, kids, daughters, sons. It is a broad demographic mix across the board. And I have to say, probably 20 years ago, it was much less of that. And once again, I think that is an indication of how gun ownership has changed in America for the good. Because the broader base we are, the better we are in terms of having support for gun rights, people who will speak out. And I am absolutely convinced that our winning argument is simply that this keeps us safe. This is what allows us to provide our own protection. It'd be like somebody saying, well, you shouldn't have a fire extinguisher because you have the fire department. Well, that's silly. I want to say it's dumb, but it is, but it's silly. I mean, what you do with a fire extinguisher is you try to control the situation until the fire department arrives. The same thing with a self-defense gun. It is your fire extinguisher. It helps you try to control the situation until help arrives. No guarantees it's going to work. No guarantees you're going to be able to take care of it any more than a fire extinguisher is going to allow you to put out your house fire. But it gives you a fighting chance, okay? So I think our winning argument is that guns save lives. And it's interesting that in the past couple of weeks, we've had new ammunition, intellectual ammunition on that. We found out that the Centers for Disease Control have been hiding their data. They have been studying self-defense gun uses, defensive gun uses for 20 years and not letting the data out. We got a hold of it. And what we found out was even a lot of people made fun of John Lott's research and Gary Kleck's research where they said guns are used for self-defense 2.5 million times a year. Well, the CDC did their studies. And here's what they found. They didn't find 2.5 million times a year. They found it was 2.42. Really? 2.42 million times a year. Call it 2.5 million times a year. You know what that means? That means that guns are used to protect people 3.5 times more often than they're used by criminals. Play with that number just a minute. Guns are used to protect people 3.5 times more often than they are used by criminals. So 350% higher rate of self-defense gun uses than criminal gun uses. So hold on to that. When people say, where'd you get that? That's the NRA numbers. No, that's the Centers for Disease Control, CDC. The people you said should be able to study guns. Well, they did. So here you go. Here's your information. Here's your data from not NRA, not a gun group. In fact, it's generally an anti-gun group. But the CDC says people use guns to stop crime and protect themselves at a rate of 350% higher than the criminal use of guns. Pretty cool and powerful information. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. We are at the NRA's annual meetings in Dallas, Texas. I'm Tom Gresham. I'll be right back with more Gun Talk.
When the U.S. military's elite units and law enforcement agencies across the globe demanded innovation and reliability, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. When world champion professional shooters demanded precision accuracy, they didn't settle. They chose Sig Sauer. So it's no surprise more and more civilian gun owners are refusing to settle for anything less. They're choosing Sig Sauer firearms, ammunition, electro-optics, suppressors, air guns, and training. Sig Sauer. Never settle.
Tactical professionals who put their lives on the line every day depend on Surefire. Since 1979, Surefire has designed, machined, and assembled the finest flashlights and weapon-mounted lights right here in the U.S. From everyday carry flashlights with 1,200 lumens and mil-spec hard anodized finishes to the most reliable weapon lights on the market for duty use or your home defense firearm. Surefire has what you need. American built, American strong. Visit surefire.com.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
For more than 70 years, Timney Triggers has been enhancing the shooter's experience. Whether it's a local competition, a day at the range, or even the hunt of a lifetime. Setting the standard in aftermarket triggers, Timney is now producing more than 170 models of triggers for bolt-action rifles, shotguns, AR rifles, and semi-automatic rifles. Proudly made in the USA since 1946. Find your new trigger at TimneyTriggers.com.
And we're back. Tom Gresham, Gun Talk at the NRA's annual meetings in Dallas, Texas. We're joined by Jay Jacobson from Franklin Armory. You guys are doing some very interesting stuff, and people are kind of packed into your booth. I mean, it's a busy show, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely has. Having the rig there from RP Advanced really brings a lot of folks in.
Yeah, no kidding. People go, whoa, I got to go get my picture taken with that thing, right?
Yeah, actually, Donald Trump Jr. was in it yesterday.
No.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
That is definitely cool. All right. So tell the news from Franklin Armory. I mean, you guys keep rolling out like new versions, new products, new guns that your products are good for. So
yeah, we're working with the binary firing system, trying to bring it out in all the different product lines out there that are moving and very relevant for the industry. So the latest one is the CZ Scorpion, working out real well, a 9mm platform, and we've got a binary for that. We're going to take orders for it starting 4th of July and then hopefully ship right after that. And I got to say, CZ has been fantastic working with us on that. We do need some parts from them, like the housings and so forth, that we'll actually build the trigger group into, and so we'll be able to sell it as a as a complete package where it just drops right in to the upper which is the firearm in that case. And so we really appreciate their help. They've been great with drawings and stuff like that to make everything work quickly and effectively. That's why they went to the top of the line.
Jay, explain the binary firing system, because there are people who are not going to know what you're talking about.
Right. So the binary firing system is a trigger system that has 3 modes. So you have safe and semi, like you normally do, but we also have binary mode. So in binary mode, you pull the trigger, you get a bang. You release the trigger, you get a bang. And so by doing that, you can get really quick double taps, which is great.
It's basically pull release, you go bang, bang.
Exactly.
Like that. Okay, so you get your double tap real quickly like that.
Yeah, and so when you're able to do that, the dispersion is much less. I mean, it's very tight groups you can get.
Makes sense.
I mean, same hole even, depending on the situation and the distance.
All right, the obvious question, the first question you always get, people say, well, what if I pull the trigger, it goes bang, and I don't want to shoot the second shot. I got the trigger pulled back, and I know if I release the trigger, it's going to go bang again, right?
Great question, Tom. So what we engineered with that was a way of discounting that by taking the offhand and modulating the selector from binary to semi. And by doing that, you can negate that second round. In fact, it's one of the 62 claims that we recently received last week for our 2 patents applicable to the binary.
Congrats.
System. Thank you.
That's a big deal.
It's been a long road. Yeah, it is.
That's
it really
a big deal. So, all right, so if you just pull the trigger, if you don't want it to go off when you release it, you just basically flip the selector back to semi or to safe. Mm-hmm. And then you can release the trigger, and it's just back to the way it was when the gun was made originally.
Yeah, well, it'll go back to the sear, and you can still re-engage the target. So because you're in semi.
Then you can just go semi and just pull the trigger one at a time.
Exactly.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most definitely.
All right. So you also have this project you announced at SHOT Show. We ought to talk about that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it got a lot of media buzz. Basically, the Reformation is it starts with a barrel that has straight cut lands and grooves. It's not a rifle because it doesn't impart spin to the projectile, and it's not smooth bore because it obviously has lands and grooves. So with that, it's not a rifle nor a shotgun. Therefore, it can't be a short barrel rifle or a short barrel shotgun.
Okay.
And
I'm hanging with you so far. So what do we have at the end of this?
You have a firearm.
Okay. And what caliber? What is it?
So we're releasing it in 300 blackout. We have all the barrels and everything ready to go. What we're simply waiting on is the final ammo solution. I've been doing testing on it, getting 1-inch groups, and that's working out, and 1 inch at 100 yards.
Really?
And that's working out fantastic. Using the projectiles we've made, there's also, you could use standard ammo through it. And standard ammo, the big surprise, I think, for a lot of folks is that if you run standard, let's say, boat tail ammunition through it, you're going to get 3.5 inches at 100 yards. It's not stabilized.
That's still a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, but it's not going all over heck and back.
Right.
A lot of folks thought it wouldn't hit the broadside.
I thought a keyhole, you're going all over the place. Mm-hmm. So is this an AR platform?
Exactly.
Okay. So you've got an AR platform with a straight, you want to call it, I keep wanting to call it rifling.
Straight cut lands and grooves.
It's not rifling.
Yep.
It's straight cut lands and grooves. And so now you can make it as a shorter barrel. What are we working with here? What's our barrel in?
So we work with E.R. Shaw. They cut all our barrels for us, and we specified an 11.5-inch barrel.
Right.
Get great velocity out of that. And for CQB situations, it works out fantastic. You could use regular ammunition from your hardware store or whatever to make that work. But with our ammunition, you get even better long-range performance.
So what you're really getting is an SBR, if you will, but it's a legal SBR that you don't have to do the paperwork for.
Exactly.
Okay. It's pretty cool. So is it out yet?
Not quite yet because we're working to get the ammunition that we're manufacturing to have a vendor to work with us on that to get that out there. And so that's where
do they go to find out more about it?
FranklinArmory.com.
FranklinArmory.com. You can find out about the BFS, Binary Fighting System.
Exactly.
Find out about this very cool firearm. It's a firearm, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And there's more to come, by the way.
Oh, yeah? I'm sure.
Down the road.
You guys are thinking. You're tinkering all the time.
We try.
That's very cool. Well, I appreciate you dropping by. This is neat. It's good to know what you guys are doing, and now available for the CZ Scorpion.
Yes, exactly.
Very cool.
And the B&T and the ACR, of course, the AR and the HK.
Sweet. All right, Franklin Armory, check it out. I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Jay.
All right, God bless, Tom.
Don't go far. We'll be right back with more from the NRA's annual meetings. I'm Tom Gresham, and this is Gun Talk. Doug Koenig's walking by. Hey, Doug, come over here. Put this headset on here. You got a second? All right, good deal. All right, hand that over. Unbelievable. I mean, you never know who's going to show up around here. Doug Koenig walks by here. You go. It's I always like to say Doug's an up-and-coming shooter here. I'm going to have you walk around here to get away from that speaker because we're feedback. How you doing, man?
I'm doing great.
Good.
How are you?
Good. You hanging out around here at the Ruger booth?
Absolutely.
You got more patches on you than a NASCAR guy. You still win everything. How do you do that?
Just a lot of hard work. I think what I've realized at this point in my career, I got to spend, now more time in the gym trying to stay in shape.
Getting older, man.
Exactly. Keep up. And, of course, still have to have the top equipment.
You know what happens? Now your youngin' is as old as you were when you were shooting competitively.
Absolutely.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I'll be 50 this year in October, which is hard to believe. My oldest he'll be 21, and middle son Trevor's 19.
You were winning all over the place when you were 21.
I won my first world championship when I was 20 years old.
That's what I'm talking about now.
Crazy.
Yeah, now you really got to work to stay up on the top.
Absolutely.
Because you got those guys that age coming after you all the time.
Harder and harder, believe me.
Are people better now? Are the shooters better now than they were when you started?
That's tough to say. I think it's different. I think what you see different now as opposed to when I started, there was only a handful of matches, and we all shot the same matches. We all went to the USPSA National. Okay. We all went to Steel Challenge. We all went to Bianchi, where now you've got shooters that are just USPSA shooters. You've got shooters that pretty much only shoot Bianchi. They're very specialized.
Three-gun guys.
Three-gun guys, exactly. So it's kind of spread out. So to compete, I'm still one of the last guys left that really tries to do it all. I don't do a whole lot of three-gun.
It's not as much head-to-head, because you could say, well, this guy is like the best in that area, and this guy's the best over there, but I don't know how they would do if they went head-to-head, because they don't ever do that.
Exactly. So it's different, and I think, the evolution of our equipment, with the optics and just the enhancement in the firearms.
Well, I'll tell you, one big change is all the women shooters.
That's another huge change.
Really good shooters. I mean, crazy
Absolutely,
good.
Which I love to see, and we're seeing a lot more juniors. When I shot my first Bianchi Cup, there was only 3 juniors. Now, you probably have 15 of them show up. So it's gradually, and in 3-gun, I know there's a lot more. So, and I run the Sportsman's Team Challenge now, so we're really promoting the juniors, getting involved in that. It's a perfect format for them. I know you've shot the match back
in the old days.
In the old days. I'd love for you to come out and shoot it in the new days. It'd be great.
That would be fun.
This year it's July 19th through the 21st.
Where's it going to be?
It's at Big Cedar Shooting Academy in Branson, Missouri.
Okay. Right there in the middle of the country. People can go.
Exactly. And
is there a website they can go to for that?
Yeah, stcnationals.com.
Okay.
They can check it out. We've got all the information, hotel, course of fire, everything they need to know.
And it's a fun shoot. It is, you could say it's the original 3-gun.
It is. It absolutely is the original 3-gun.
It is the original 3-gun.
And because of the team concept, you've got 3-person or 2-person, so you can bring your friend, you can bring a couple friends, go shoot in. And yes, in the open class, the shooters are really trying to win the class, but we've got a lot of different divisions. And really, to me, I wanted the atmosphere to be family, friends, and industry get together like it used to be.
And it was designed for TV, so it's a fun shooting match to watch.
Exactly.
And there aren't a lot of, some shooting matches are fun to watch, but this one really is. So that's very cool.
Yeah.
All right, it's stcnationals?
Yep, .com.
Very good. Doug Koenig, simply for 30 years at least, one of the best, if not the best shooter.
Well, thank you.
I
tell people it's only taken me 30 years to be an overnight
success. To figure it out. That's right. That's right. Now they come up to you and say, hey, Pop, you know where the match is?
Exactly. So, it's just great. And talking on the equipment, getting to shoot for Ruger this year, I'm just so excited and be involved with a great company and great product.
You got the shooting team, the Ruger shooting team.
Exactly.
Tell you what, we'll get you back on another time. I know you're short on time and I got to run, but we'll talk about the whole shooting team another time, all right?
I'd love that.
All right, Doug Koenig, thank you so much.
Thank you,
Always
Tom.
a pleasure. All right, we'll be right back with more from the NRA Annual Meetings at Ruger booth. I am Tom Gresham.